Hey, hello everybody. Gonna make a quick video about the full moon in Virgo that's taking place tomorrow morning Eastern time. The approximate time will be 7:30 a.m. Eastern time on February 24th, which is Saturday over here in the Americas. Cafecito. Okay, so the full moon is occurring at 5 degrees Virgo, moon 5 degrees Virgo, sun 5 degrees Pisces. Um, the Virgo full moon is always a really great, mystical, wonderful full moon. Reason why is because the axis of Pisces and Virgo, so Pisces and Virgo share an axis, meaning that they are opposite signs. The axis of Pisces and Virgo are literally the domains of heaven and earth, heaven being Pisces and earth being Virgo. Both these signs are mutable, meaning that they are signs that are adaptable, malleable, very versatile. Mutable signs tend to gain the most wisdom and expansive perspective on things because of their ability to naturally flow and adapt to the changing of their identity, to the changing of the seasons, to the changing of information. So with being able to adapt and change, you are able to move through different experiences and perceptions through those experiences that through time allow you to gain a wealth of wisdom. So the mutable signs are very wise in nature because of that. So Pisces is mutable water. Pisces symbol is of the two fishes, constantly swimming in and out of one dimension and the other, and all as well as its polar opposite. Pisces is mutable water, which that this is when the element of water takes the form of a gas. So whereas Cancer is, cardinal water, which is the ocean. Cardinal signs are very powerful. They have a lot of power and they are strong in their identity and expression of that power and that identity. They like to project that power out. And so Cancer as a water sign is the ocean, the whole fucking ocean, you know. Now, there's a lot we can dive into that. And then Scorpio is fixed water. Now, this is when water is stagnant, water doesn't move. This is water in, deep within the earth where we dig to find well water, this is a swamp. This is a lake, a pond, water that is fixed and doesn't move. Okay. Now, Pisces is mutable water. So this is when water turns into a gas, like a cloud, for example. Cloud is water, but in gaseous form that's floating in the air. Okay. So this is why Pisces is the heavens. Mutable Virgo is a mutable earth sign. And I fucking love and appreciate Virgo, even though Virgo energy can't always understand me because I am who I am, Gemini sun and moon. Virgo has a hard time understanding and tolerating me unless they have, the same knowledge and understanding of who we are within our charts and can accept that. So Virgo being a mutable earth sign, this is analyzing the details and acquiring data from the information of reality to come up with fundamental basics and fundamental facts of how the physical domain of reality works. So one example that I always like to say is Virgo is the energy that I always get this guy's name wrong. The, was it Copernicus? Nicholas Copernicus? Um, Let me look it up real quick because I always get it wrong. Um, Isaac Newton. See, I always get it wrong. I always say Nicholas Copernicus, and that's because apparently through my ancestral genetics, that test that I got done for my mother, and my mom did the DNA test, we're directly related to Nicholas Copernicus. So I always, think of him when I try to think of ancient scientists. Mm, damn, that coffee is fucking delicious. So Isaac Newton, right? Sitting under an apple tree, apple falls on his head, and he's like, the fuck, man? What what is the force? What is the force around here that causes the apple to fall from the tree? So Virgo is that analytical mind that brings questions and wanting to understand the phenomenon of things. And so through those questions over time and trial and error and figuring out, Isaac Newton discovered gravity. I mean, gravity is always existing, but he came up the with identifying it. He came up with identifying this invisible force, Pisces, the heavens, that operates all around us. We can't see it, but we know it's real because everything that we drop from a certain point up above falls down. What is that force that's pulling it down? That's Virgo. Virgo energy is that analytical mind that wants to understand it. And so Virgo comes up with the math to calculate precisely based on the weight of this pen and the height that I'm going to drop it, calculating the density of it and the height and the velocity of which it could fall. We can calculate the exact timing of how long it'll take for this pen to fall and hit the ground. That's Virgo. Okay. So Pisces and Virgo axis is very amazing because Pisces all on its own is not here. Pisces is the cloud in the skies, daydreaming, moving in and out of other dimensions. Nothing within the domain of Pisces has to make logical sense at all. And remember, Pisces is gas. Okay. So and shout out to the Peace Dealer because I love how he, for like the past several years, he's always come up with analogies of like, if you were to believe and understand that your farts create miracles every time you'd fart, then you'd be acting way different in anytime you have to pass gas. And one day I messaged him and I was like, bro, it's really fascinating that, like you just keep using farts as an example, because when we actually break down what you're saying, Virgo, when we actually break down what you're saying, what is a fart? A fart is a gas that's created through the digestion system, through the internal tracts. Okay. And then the digestive system has more neural connectivities than the brain. The gut is the second brain. And we digest things emotionally, nutritionally, all sorts of things. So it would make sense to have that belief and idea of your farts creating miracles out in the ethos in the world, because like you're living and you're thinking and you're digesting and you're moving in and out of your daydreams, and then finally when you have built up enough pressure of creating whatever it is you're imagineering, that's that gas, that's that Pisces. And then when you fart, you let it go, and you allow the universe to help it manifest, thus creating a miracle. So shout out to you, Peace Dealer, because I love that. And that's Pisces, right? Pisces is, doesn't need to break it down at all. Pisces just has to imagine it and believe it and then just blurt it out. And then Virgo is the energy. Even though Virgo comes before Pisces, Virgo is that energy that's just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Pisces, I don't understand how you could think your farts create miracles. Let me break that down. Let me try to understand what, and then Virgo's going to ask the questions, what is a fart anyways? How does a fart get created? And then Virgo, through trying to break down the delusional, the delusional ideas or beliefs of Pisces, then can somehow find that there actually is some grounded sense of reasoning of how that actually can be possible. You know what I mean? So anytime we go through a Virgo full moon, so when the sun is in Pisces, the sun is our conscious awareness, as our spirit, our life force. So when the sun is in Pisces, collectively, we are more consciously inclined to feel and connect and be aware of the invisible forces, the beyond the veil, through whether if it's through dreams, whether if it's through having an increase in profound synchronicities, whether it's through serendipity and coming across somebody that has the right kind of information for you, that expands you in your belief and connection to the divine and how all things are connected. When the sun moves through Pisces, we are far more sensitive in how we connect and relate to one another. We are far more sensitive and receptive to the unity consciousness of the world. And then when the moon is in Virgo, the moon represents our emotions, our subconscious, how we empathically connect and relate to one another. So when the moon is in Virgo, we naturally become more analytical of our emotions and of our exterior reality. It is very normal. It is very normal for when the moon is transiting through Virgo to suddenly get into the mood to do some spring cleaning. It is very normal when the moon is going through Virgo to suddenly become aware of your environment, looking around your house, looking around your work or wherever, and be like, you know what? There's a lot of clutter here, actually. Oh my God, how long has that spider web collecting dust been there? Jesus Christ, my floors need some cleaning. It's becoming aware of the reality of your environment and then doing the work and establishing the routine to keep things organized and clean. So Virgo full moons. Sun is in Pisces right now, moon is in Virgo. This is the kind of full moon where we can tap into our beliefs and our imaginations, whether positive or negative. Okay, this is positive or negative. This is where we can tap into, our imaginations and our beliefs and what we're trying to create and manifest, where we don't have all the informations, we don't have all the facts. I want $10 million, like the whole Jim Carrey analogy. I want $10 million. I'm going to write a check for $10 million. Don't know how it's going to happen, but then with the Virgo full moon, so this is like imagining, okay, this is what I can see for myself. This is what I want for myself and my future. This is what I want to create in my life and in my reality. Well, then the Virgo full moon's like coming in and also allowing us to be downloading what to be downloading a sort of structural framework that will actually help us make the bridge and bring anchoring in what we're trying to create from the heavens into reality. So that was a whole lot of ranting just to tell you that this Virgo full moon is a powerful one to meditate and tap into the way you tap into your divinity, the way you tap into source, to the divine, to do that with the intentions of wanting to visualize the type of life and reality you want created for yourself. And then that moon in Virgo is going to assist you in being aware of what it is going to actually take within the reality constructs to come up with your own formula and making that happen. Because a dream without a plan is simply a wish. And you can't just count on things happening just from a wish, unless you got that kind of power, unless you are a Pisces with other things going on in your chart, then you might have that ability to just wish something and it fucking comes out because you're a goddamn genie fucking Pisces. I've seen my mom do it. She's a Pisces. I've seen her wish for money and then a check come in the mail like that week. I've seen things like that happen, and the check, and she has like no idea where this money fucking comes from, you know. I've I've seen it happen. I've seen it fucking happen with you Pisces people. So this is powerful full moon, and now that we've broken down Pisces and Virgo, let's look at some other details going on during this full moon. This full moon, excuse me, this full moon, see, I'm a Gemini sun and moon, so like, you know, when I talk, I'm like always inhaling a lot of air, and I get really burpy when I talk a lot. It's weird. It's interesting. I don't need any feedback on that. I don't need you guys to tell me how to breathe or any of that kind of stuff. Okay. Thank you. Don't give me your unsolicited advice. Appreciate you though. This full moon is within a conjunction to Saturn in Pisces at 9 degrees, but also Mercury in Pisces at 2 degrees. Saturn has been in Pisces since March of last year. Saturn last year moved all the way up to 7 degrees Pisces, and then when retrograded all the way back to 0 degrees Pisces. Now Saturn is officially out of its shadow and into new territory within the Pisces degree. So this is the first time we're experiencing Saturn this at 9 degrees Pisces. Saturn in Pisces throughout the next 2 years is very important. And I've talked about this. I've written a really long article about this, but just to give you a little bit snippet about it, you know, Saturn is integrity, responsibility, the reality, it's karma, it's rules, limitations, structures, and boundaries. And Pisces, remember, is this formless, gaseous energy that has no structure, that has no limits, that isn't grounded. You know, it's just everywhere, everything and everywhere all at once, you know? So, and Pisces also represents, Pisces is also deeply psychological from the subconscious mind. And Pisces also represents, not only does Pisces represents, you know, unity consciousness and unconditional love and moving into like Christ conscious awareness with through that, but it also represents martyrdom, suffering, refugees. Refugees falls under the domain of Pisces and the 12th house. So all the migration problems that we're experiencing all over the world with refugees and people migrating all over the world. Pisces also represents mental illnesses, prisons, mental institutions, even the prisons we create within our own minds due to the belief structures that we have about ourselves and reality. So we literally can be in our own prison because we believe a certain way of how our reality works, how our life is. So Saturn being in Pisces right now is this 2.5 year process of collectively us taking responsibility of our belief systems, of our spiritual practices, and starting to create a more structural framework of all of this supernatural divine connection that we have been accelerating in our evolution since Neptune entered Pisces back in 2012. So Saturn coming in and coming through all the degrees that Neptune has already passed through and activated this acceleration of spiritual evolution and connection to the divine and supernatural elements. Saturn is now solidifying the experiences we've been having since 2012, helping us gain integration and more framework and structure of this ramping up of spiritual phenomenon that's been going on. And in that process, we are going to have to wake up and realize that certain dynamics within this whole expansion of spiritual awareness is messy because of our own psychology, because of our own subconscious mind, because of our own delusions of grandeur. whether these are delusions of grandeur of having a God complex or delusions of grandeur of thinking that you're a targeted individual and the world is out to get you, this is so. Then we have Mercury in Pisces also. Mercury in Pisces is a fun transit. Not always too fun. Mercury doesn't really like being in transit because Mercury is very left brain dominant, very cerebral. The ruling planet, Mercury governs two signs. That's Gemini and Virgo. And so, the ruling planet of this full moon is Mercury, and Mercury ends up being in Pisces during this. And Pisces is the opposite of what Mercury represents. Pisces is not logical, it does not have any reasoning. Pisces is just pure imagination and bliss, and also like depression and wanting to just, basically anytime Mercury is moving through Pisces, this is our mind, our intellect, the way we process information, feeling like as if we are like being microdosed on LSD, just enough LSD to feel a shift in our consciousness where we might feel a little funny. We might feel a little funny within our thoughts, and we might feel funny in how we speak. With Mercury and Pisces, we might slur our words a little more. We might get a little jumbled. Because when Mercury is in Pisces, Mercury is tapping into information from an intuitive psychic sense. Mercury is not gathering information from a logical, where's all the data around me to come up with my own thesis. Mercury in Pisces is like, okay, I'm feeling an itch in my nipple. And when I feel that itch in my nipple, I think about the color red, and the red reminds me of the time when this happened. And so I feel like, there might be like a tragic car accident because, so that's Mercury. That's Mercury in Pisces, is being weird and grabbing information from an intuitive sense that doesn't really have to make sense to fucking anybody except yourself. And because everything is connected, and the way the information comes through us and how we interpret it is unique to our own. So with Mercury and Pisces, where we can be a little bit more dreamy, we can be a little bit more out of it, have sort of a sense of like, like we're dreaming while awake or sleeping while awake. But this is good. This is really good with the combination of the full moon, because this is going to help us, with this full moon, with Saturn being there, holding the space. Saturn is holding the space for us to show up with the most absolute integrity of what we are wanting to create within our belief systems, or what we are wanting to create through our connection with the divine. So this is going into meditation and asking yourself questions, asking questions to the universe, opening yourself up. And with Mercury and Pisces, allowing your mind to dissolve all of the noise of, like you're not good enough, you don't have enough money, you don't have the, just dissolving all of those noise of the left brain thinking, and allowing yourself to really submerge yourself in the imagination, connecting to your higher self, so your higher self can give you a glimpse of what you are capable of in achieving right now. Even this is, and you want to go big, you want to allow yourself to receive from your higher self, from the divine, like far out delusional potentials of what you can accomplish. And with Saturn being there, Saturn's going to say, yeah, you saw that. You saw that. You received that vision. You received that potential that you can have within yourself. And now I'm going to need you to believe it. Do you believe in that? While the moon in Virgo is working in the background, that's like, fuck yeah, man, that was crazy. Can this actually happen? How, okay, so 2 + 5, and then but the velocity and my credit score, and then having this information and these resources, I think, my God, I can actually do this. I can actually do this. And Saturn being there is like, now create the structure of your spiritual hygiene to make this happen. Do you have good spiritual hygiene? Do you have proper boundaries spiritually to, keep this connection that is real? That is real, even though it might feel and seem delusional, but it is real. Can you create the boundaries and the structure to have that connection stay that way, instead of just being in meditation and having the cool vision and feeling good for a moment and then forgetting about it and going back to your old routines of how you create and believe and talk to yourself? So, the other thing with Saturn being in Pisces right now, and with this full moon, this could be also going through a profound healing and coming to terms with receiving an expanded awareness of where within your beliefs are inaccurate. So, for example, like, let's say, I'm going to do the whole twin flame thing, because I've known many people whose life completely got derailed because they believed that somebody was a twin flame, like many people. Okay. And some of these people, even though they were having these profound like synchronicities, and they, like the universe is telling them, yeah, this is your twin flame, go get it, go get it. But then when they're actually, approaching the individual in the reality, and they're like, we're twin flames, we're supposed to be together and make babies that are going to save the world. Do you love me? I love you. So then when that part of the reality comes, then the other individual is like, who are you? I don't even know you. Can you leave me alone? Restraining order. So this is the part where, as because, this whole spiritual thing can be tricky sometimes, because we can be experiencing the synchronicities, right? We're experiencing the synchronicities, and it's like, yeah, this is it. My spirit team has got my back. I'm seeing the synchronicities. But then when the reality is not actually matching your internal subjective experiences in the way that you are interpreting things, then there is something within you, within us, where we are delusional, where we are distorted about something. And so Saturn being in Pisces in this full moon can help us let that shit go. The they're not your twin flame. They're not your twin flame. There is something deeper operating within your subconscious, within your psychology, that you're needing to see, because there is an aspect of your soul, of your mind, of your heart, of your spirit that is in pain, that is suffering, and you're needing to escape it through this fantasy. And the reason why you are experiencing an acceleration of the synchronicities is because you are creating it. You are the divine supernatural force through the power of your subconscious mind that is connected to everything, that is creating the synchronicities for you to see, to give yourself your own bias confirmation. And this, with Saturn being in Pisces, this is what's going to have to blow the fucking lid of so many different stories, fantasies, portrayals we've created for ourselves, because it has just been you all along. It has been you all along, creating all of it. Okay. And now once we come to that awareness, it's like, okay, wow. So I've been creating it. I've been creating through my subconscious mind, because the subconscious is unconscious, meaning you are not aware of what the subconscious is doing. The conscious mind is only a teensy tiny bit of what you are consciously aware of. The subconscious is a massive fucking thing that's always operating that you can't see, that you are not aware of. So the subconscious mind is connected to the whole quantum unity of fucking everything. And when you're obsessed about something, the subconscious, through the reticular activating system within the brain, it's unconditional. It doesn't understand if your obsession is unhealthy for you. It's going to respond to it and so then it's no wonder why you keep seeing the person you're obsessed with, their name everywhere, their birthday everywhere, where every time you think about them and you look at the time, it's your number or their number or whatever, because you're creating it. So Saturn and Pisces and this whole full moon energy, oh my God, please wake the fuck up in realizing that you are responsible. So now once you come to that understanding, like, okay, they're not my twin flame. They just got a restraining order on me. They just married somebody else. But still, I had all these profound spiritual experiences. I had these dreams. I had the synchronicities. So many obvious, undeniable, confirmational, validating synchronicities for years. I was creating it. I was creating that. What does that mean? It means you are fucking powerful as fuck, but you're wasting all of your energy because you're not being responsible for your own power, and you're in pain somewhere. Somewhere you're in pain where you're needing that fantasy of the twin flame dream to someone to come save you, or you save them and live into this thing, when in reality, all that stuff that you're fantasizing and projecting that and idealizing and believing that this other person and you are to be, you're supposed to be that for yourself all along. And so with Saturn being in Pisces for the next couple of years, this is helping us take full fucking responsibility of our power, which means stop being a little bitch. Stop crying, or actually cry. We need to cry. We really need to cry. But this is acknowledging and what you are doing and feeling into and going through a deeply profound spiritual healing. Because let's say you finally come to that awareness, that it's been you creating it all along. What does that mean? It means you have to see an aspect within yourself that lives within your subconscious mind that has been screaming to be seen, has been screaming to be acknowledged, so that that part of you can be healed and integrated. Okay. Oh my God. So this is good. This is good. This full moon, so that whole thing that I just said about the twin flame, Saturn, Pisces, this is not only around this full moon. This is a continuous theme of what Saturn and Pisces is doing for us for the next year and a half. I think we have another year and a half of Saturn and Pisces. But now that we're in this full moon, this can help us through one of the windows of opportunity in healing and correcting any delusional cycles that we're stuck in, that we're trapped in, while at the same time also being able to dream a higher potential for yourself and have, through the Virgo moon, the data, and using your own unique way to analyze and create the formula, the blueprint that's grounded in reality to help you manifest what's in the heavens into the earth. Now, the other thing that's been going on during this full moon is this has been going on for, I think, a couple weeks now. For a couple weeks, Jupiter has been sextiling Saturn and Pisces. So Jupiter in Taurus has been sextiling Saturn and Pisces, and I believe they've been within the sextile for like, I think, like maybe a month now. You have to forgive me. I haven't made any astrological posts or videos in a while, so I'm catching you guys up on transits previously and where we are now and where we're going next. But this Jupiter trining to Saturn is wonderful, because this has been expanding. Jupiter and Taurus has been expanding our physical abundance, our material wealth, and what we are uh, acquiring and producing in the physical realm. So this is making more money. This is upgrading your car, upgrading your house, upgrading your assets, your values, upgrading your life insurance policies or things like that, and expanding the wealth and the quality of the things that you appreciate and have value of. And then Saturn and Pisces, this is greater dreams and aspirations, and Saturn being this like hard work, discipline energy. This is this Jupiter Saturn sextile. This is like, okay, so like for example, me, I recently was able to purchase one of my dream cars. Okay. And I've been having, I have a list of different dream cars that I've wanted for many years. Okay. But I've never been able to buy one because of money, my credit score, because I had bills and other things, or my life wasn't structured, and you know, I just couldn't justify putting this effort and purchasing, this badass car that I want. And I just got mine a few weeks ago. And so now that I have that, so it's like getting a piece, a physical piece of something that you've always wanted and dreamt of having. But then I have that now, but now there's a responsibility tethered to it because I got a loan through my credit union. Okay. I got a loan through my credit union to do that, and I own my property. I was able to buy my home and my property with my fiance cash up front. So I don't pay rent anymore. So for me, it's like, okay, I don't pay rent. I don't pay a mortgage. So I think I'm ready now to, you know, get a dream car that I've always wanted. Now I have that, but now just because I have that, I have to maintain the integrity of paying that off of paying that off and being responsible in manifesting your dream. So that's what this is. And this is beautiful. And nobody should be afraid of this. Okay. If you're finally at that point where you're ready to make a leap in acquiring something that you've been dreaming of, but one of the things that has kept you back from acquiring something that you've been dreaming of is the responsibility of what it's going to take to actually maintain and keep that. Because if let's say I decided, I don't want to pay it. I don't want to pay off the car. What's going to happen is going to get repossessed. It's going to get repossessed and my credit's going to go bad. I'm going to be in debt and it's going to fuck up like my life. It's going to take years to recover. So being responsible and showing up for what you are creating, what you are anchoring down, not being a fucking dumbass out here and being like, I'm going to just do this because I have an opportunity and I can, but not having any integrity or responsibility and maintaining in what you're creating, not only for yourself, but for the world. That's just one example. There are many things in my life that apply to this example, but this is just the most basic, simplest one. So with this full moon, Saturn, Mercury, and now talking about Jupiter and how it's aspecting Saturn, like this is it, you guys. This is the month in the full moon. This is the month where we are really coming into a total breakthrough of our reality matrix and having an opportunity to level the fuck up in bigger ways that you didn't think possible. Like I didn't think so many things were possible for me in my life compared to how my reality was several years ago. Several years ago, I was in constant pain and suffering. I had a stroke. I had brain tumors. I was hit by cars. I was dating the most awful women, you know, but not their fault. It was all my fault. I created all of it. And once I took that responsibility and just realized, wow, I'm fucking powerful. Like I manifested all of that pain and suffering. Oh my gosh, what a waste of energy. But now I know, now I understand, and I'm going to be much more responsible, not a child and not a little bitch, and use that same power, that same spiritual power and energy and creative force for the life that I actually want, that's positive, which means I had to get over a lot of pain and victim mentality. That's the thing about Pisces is victim mentality. Oh, I'm a victim because I grew up with drug addict parents and we were poor. I didn't have anything and I was bullied and I had my own drug problems and I had bad relationships and I made mistakes. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. Wah, wah, wah. And being like, no, 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 no. Delete, 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 clear, 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 clear. I'm a multidimensional spiritual fucking being, with capabilities of creating things from nothing. Like, what? I'm going to get over all this shit real fast, and move on. So, yeah, I'm kind of like, it just went on a little bit of a rant there. But let's take a breath. Coffee. And the moon's still in Leo. Okay, you guys. For anybody that's saying the full moon is tonight, they're wrong. Okay. The moon is still in Leo. The moon is in Leo. Where's the moon right now? The moon is in Leo at 25 degrees. The moon's not going to enter Virgo until late tonight. Okay. So, we're still in the balsamic moon phase. The full moon is not until tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, bitches. Now, again, Jupiter aspecting this Saturn during this full moon. We're leveling up, okay, you guys. And if you're not fucking being in control of your story right now, of your story and how you're perceiving and experiencing your reality and your spiritual reality, if you're not in control of it and you're still looking at everything and you're being fucking bitter, and if you're being fucking sad, and if you're comparing yourself to too many things, comparison is the thief of joy. If you're still there, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? You're gonna fucking keep expanding yourself in that shit. You're gonna dig yourself deeper in your own shit, which is gonna take more time, and means that as Saturn progresses more into Pisces, it means that tower moment that's gonna have to fucking awaken you is gonna be that much more harsher, that much more fucking intense. Okay, so what do you want? What do you want? Do you want happiness? Do you want love? Do you want joy? Do you want abundance? Do you want connection? Be that for yourself now, instead of thinking and focusing and obsessing of what you don't have, because that's not going to help. And the reason why I'm so passionate and assertive in sharing this with you all is because this is the energy. You have the opportunity to do this right now, and I've been there. I've fucking been there. And yeah, and also, like, we're tired of seeing it. Okay, we're tired of seeing your messiness, people. I got tired of seeing my own messiness. I was like, good God, man, good God. So just stop. Yeah, like, I mean, yeah, just stop. Just make the switch and stop. Fuck. Oh man. And the reason why I feel like I can say that right now without too many weird background noise on how that feels and getting caught in the details of like your individual story and the isolated events you've been going through that perpetuate your fucking sadness is because Pluto is in Aquarius, Mars is in Aquarius, and Venus is in Aquarius. Okay. Mars and Venus have been moving within a conjunction for the last several days. I think like when was their exact conjunction? I'm sorry, you guys. I have been a little tuned out of making astrology videos and posts, so I don't remember these exact dates. But Mars and Venus have been conjunct. Pluto has been in conjunct in Aquarius. This is detachment. This is detachment from the feelings, detachment from the ego and things like that. So with this Aquarian energy, this is good because it can help us move further away, becoming emotionally detached from things and acquiring this greater knowledge that helps us move into this greater knowingness of the situation to help us, you know, make the surgical operation within our heart to say, you know what, this piece here, I don't why am I holding on to it? Gross. Snip, snip. Like, for example, one of my best friends, my homie, Alex Liberato, which by the way, him and I, we're moving to Rumble. We're taking my YouTube channel, Unscripted Liberation Codes, and we're going to be expanding it out into Rumble, and we're going to be creating a podcast together, him and I. And he's an Aquarius. This man is totally Aquarius. He's an Aquarius and he's a reflector in human design, which in human design, being a reflector is like, I don't know, like less than 1% of the population in the world, something like that. And he's totally gay. This man is gay as fuck, man, but he's an Aquarius. And so it's funny because, like, you know, when things are like getting mushy with feelings and emotions, he's like, oh, this is so fucking gay. Like, why are we getting all fucking gay and sentimental with our emotions right now? Like, can we just like I don't want to deal with this, you know? And for some reason he has this phenomenon where women gravitate to him and start trauma dumping on him and be like, my dad molested me when I was 5 years old, or this and that and this and that. And he's always like, oh my gosh, like on the surface, he's like, I'm sorry, because he's reflecting, he's a reflector. But his Aquarian nature, he's like, God damn it, like I don't fucking care. Like, so my homie Alex, he's able to feel all these things from the entire fucking world because he's a reflector and he's an Aquarius. He's able to feel it, but then at the same time, he's also able to be like, gay emotions, gay traumatic stories, like, I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm a god. So with Pluto being in Aquarius, Mars in Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius, this is helping us with this Piscean energy that has been increasing our sensitivity, our spiritual connection. This has been helping us basically to like look through the veil and see this whole spiritual phenomenon and things, but at the same time being able to access and gain this higher knowledge and knowingness of the phenomenon that allows us to more effortlessly drop the weight, drop the baggage, drop that emotional story. So this is like, oh my gosh, the reason why I've been escaping, you know, my reality and neglecting my own children because I've been obsessing over this person who I've thought is my twin flame is because like I'm really sad and I was in an abusive marriage and I never got the love from my own family that I need. Boom. I'm done. I feel so this is who I am without that story. I'm here. I'm back. I'm I'm here. I'm back. So stop being a little bitch. I love you guys. Now, the other thing that is occurring during this full moon, hold on, I need to do a time check. All right, we're going to wrap it up with this last thing here. The other thing that has been occurring this month in February is Chiron and the North Node have been conjunct together at 16-degree Pisces. The exact date of their conjunction, meaning the degree and the minute, occurred Monday this week, which was the 19th, February 19th. But they have been conjunct at this 16-degree point together for, I think, like, I don't know, maybe 10 days now. And you can see Chiron is at 16 degrees, 58 minutes. So Chiron is getting ready to move to the next degree soon at 17 degrees. So the North Node, the North and the South Node, they're always going to be opposite of each other. And the North and South Node are the nodes of fate. Okay. The nodes are non-linear, meaning this is when, like, what I mean by that is when I talk about the nodes, I'm talking beyond our current incarnate personality. I'm talking beyond Mario, beyond your identity. We're moving now into the soul, your identity as a soul spirit creation. And what I mean by nonlinear is what your soul has moved and experienced through lifetimes, nonlinear, meaning past, present, and future all at the same time. This is the North Node and the South Node, where the South Node is that portal access point to the past life. The South Node represents the accumulation of one's karma on a soul level, which can be challenging for some people to understand that haven't really integrated this kind of practice, because we're talking beyond your current 3D incarnate. Okay. And sometimes that's hard and vague and untangible to grasp and understand. So then the North Node is the future. The North Node governs destiny and fate. But really, the North Node is the unknown. It's the unknown territory that the soul hasn't quite experienced yet. And the North Node is in Aries. And Chiron is the wounded healer. Chiron in today is known to also be a co-ruler of Virgo. Chiron being the shaman, the medicine person, the individual. Chiron is the energy that has experienced a lot of traumatic wounds and experiences, but has dove deep within themselves and guided themselves through transcendental experiences in order to gain a deeper spiritual understanding and meaning and purpose of their trauma, of their wounds, and how to heal it. Chiron is known as the Rainbow Bridge. When we start to move to the planets that are past Saturn, the distance from Saturn to the next planet, Uranus, is way the fuck out there. And so there is an asteroid belt, and within that asteroid belt, there's Chiron. And Chiron acts as the rainbow bridge that takes us from the physical reality earth plane. This physical earth plane reality is that rainbow bridge that takes us into this more galactic, multidimensional frequencies, which are the domains of Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. These are trans-Saturnian planets. So Chiron is this half beast, half man energy that helps us heal through the pain of existence that is within the domain of physical 3D reality, and helps us move away from all the different layers of our ego and perceptions of what we've been conditioned existence is, and helps us dissolve that and tap in and reconnect to these higher celestial realms. Chiron in Aries right now. Chiron has been in Aries since 2018. This has been facilitating a long process of the masculine assertive warrior energy within all of us. This has also been facilitating a healing within our ego dynamics, um, meaning healing in realizing parts within your ego and the way you assert yourself in the world is just full of shit, basically full of yourself. And this is Chiron and Aries has not only been helping us become more confident and assertive in our identity and ego personification, but also taking accountability and becoming more humble in what areas of in our expressions where we are also a fucking jackass and we're also fucking just hot-headed and full of ourselves. So with Chiron being conjunct the North Node this month in Aries, this is a whole world collective faded healing in our ego, in the warrior spirit. And this is just the beginning. So with all of this going on, with this whole full tying in together, this whole full moon, okay, we are this is the month. This has been the month. This is the year. Okay, this is the year. We got some powerful eclipses coming up where we finally take full accountability of the fact that we are all creators and masters of our own matrix reality bubble. We're creating it all, the bad and the good. Yes, there are some exterior oppositions, but those exterior oppositions are only finessing the back doors of your psychological subconscious mind to exploit your ability to perpetuate your own fucking suffering. So take your power back from all these things and become fully responsible of yourself, of your life, and the purpose and the meaning of why you're here, even if you don't know what that is yet. This is facilitating a massive healing for all of us. Because if you are fully healed and take full accountability for your life, for your matrix reality, what potentials did you have? Honestly, amazing potentials. So this full moon is allowing us to take accountability of ourselves, of our whole lives, of our story, and see an aspect of our spirit that has been in pain, an aspect of our psyche that has been in pain and crying, and to realize in what areas of our belief systems we have been delusional and actually escaping escaping the reality of something and avoiding to look at an aspect within ourselves. And with the Aquarian energy, this is being able to be very sensitive and to move beyond the veil and experience this supernatural spiritual quantum phenomenon. And being able to, basically, this is like being able to watch the movie of your life detached from it, and see what areas of your of what where you need to unplug certain gay emotions, certain things where it's like, yucky, I don't need that, and completely change. Like, this is a year where we can completely change and shift who we are, how our lives are going. And one of the keys, one of the tricks to it is taking action towards that direction. Okay, taking action towards that direction in the other way of that leads to you healing. You know what I mean? So what's one example I can give you? Health and wellness, taking action towards health and wellness, like, let's see, like my fiance, she's always looking for different ways to get on a better diet routine for the family, for us, because she's caring for us. But I got this stubbornness, right? I got this stubbornness of like, man, like I don't want to measure my food. Like I don't. She's got the lumen thing where you breathe into the lumen thing. I was like, I don't want to breathe into that fucking thing. Like, can I just like control my diet in this way? Well, guess what? That hasn't really been working for me. Me doing it my way, because that's my ego being resistant to allowing myself to let go and surrender and change certain habits of myself. But health and wellness is very important. So, having this awareness, I'm working on being receptive to what she has to offer to me, that deep down I know is very important and only has, beneficial, positive things for me. But there's me and my belief systems and my psyche and my whole ego that wants to maintain control of, you know because like, dude, I'll be real with you guys. Like, I overeat. I fucking love food, y'all. I love fucking food, man. I think about food all the time, and I over fucking eat, man. And I'm overweight right now. Like, yeah, I'm strong, I'm strong. I got endurance, I can fucking, I'm probably stronger and got more endurance than some of y'all that have a better looking body than me. I'll tell you that. Like, and that's one of the reasons why, like, I don't feel like I have to, like, shed a bunch of weight and look a certain way, because like, you know, I know what I got in me, you know what I'm saying? Um, but you know, anyways, I think I said enough for you to understand where I was going with that. I kind of like lost my train of thought for a minute, because I think it's time for me to end this. And it is. So happy full moon, everybody. Of course, there's always tremendous, tremendous amounts of things to talk about when it comes to the astrology. There are a lot of other aspects and things going on within all these points. But for this particular video, I really just wanted to focus on a few things and to just channel important information that some of you may need to hear. And I don't normally ask for this in my videos, but I am putting more action in wanting my platform to grow. So if you are on Rumble, please go over to Rumble and subscribe to Unscripted Liberation Codes. Next week, we're going to have our first podcast episode with my brother Alex Liberato and I, speaking on things. He is a gay reflector Aquarius. The man is truly a rare, unique being existing here. Like, he's not even real. You know what I mean? And then there's me, your fucking badass, friend here. So please go on over there, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, share this video, subscribe to me on YouTube and Rumble. I give readings, astrological readings. I offer hypnotherapy. So, reach out and show me some love, show me some appreciation. And with that being said, peace, y'all.